First off, I would like to say congratulations to all of the Mustang teams. You guys were all very successful this year, and a special congratulations to Coach Bruce and his junior Pee Wee team for winning the national championship. I know it took a lot of hard work and a lot of time to accomplish what all you guys have accomplished. I was a Mustang for 3 years and made so many great memories with all of my teammates. And actually, most of my Mustang teammates are still my best friends today. Many of you guys have had dreams and aspirations of playing college football. And some of you guys would choose to do other things and play other sports. Well, since I was very young, I always understood that academics and football were the two most important things in my life. I have played around some of the best players in the country throughout my Mustang and high school careers, and I have also been around the best students in the Ocean Lakes Math and Science Academy and at Bishop Sullivan. I have come to realize that the mix between academics and sports is the perfect mix. Some of you guys will become great players, and doing the minimum in the classroom will be fine for you, because the reality is most of the big Power 5 colleges don't care as long as you are meeting their minimum standards. I have known many kids who have done the minimum and been fine, but those players and those athletes are rare. You have to be special in order to be one of those guys. You may think that you are going to become one of those players, but what happens if you don't grow or become injured? What do you do now? Well, some of you guys may know my story. I started being recruited in 8th grade as a linebacker. I went to summer camps, colleges took me to meet their head coaches, and I started to get mail from colleges. The recruiting process took off for me. As you guys know, linebackers have to be big and they have to be tall. And as you can see, I did not grow to be 6'2", so I had to change my position to running back. I made the change and competed for playtime as a freshman at Ocean Lakes. I started to get offers from smaller Division I schools. I transferred to Bishop Sullivan, where I started to play an even bigger role in the offense. We played teams like IMG from Florida and St. Francis from Maryland, both of which were ranked in the top 10 high school football teams in the country. We were one pass and one fourth down conversion away from beating both. I had a phenomenal season and received an offer from Army. I thought that I would be one of those guys that would go to a big college and play football on a big time scholarship. I was at the height of my recruitment, and at that point, I thought I didn't need extremely high grades to get into the colleges I wanted to go to. However, I made a commitment to my academics and decided that I didn't just want to be a good student, I wanted to be a great student. This would one day prove to be a life-changing backup plan. Just after my sophomore season, I broke my ankle and needed surgery. This meant I would miss all of the important college camps during the summer, but that was okay. I still had my junior season to prove that I was the best. After countless days of hard work and rehab, I was ready for the season to start. I felt better than I had ever felt before. I was fit, strong, and ready for any challenge that was thrown at me. The first game of the season, we played American Heritage from Florida. They were the number 3 team in the country. On one of the last plays of the game, I tore my ACL. My junior season, which is the biggest season and time for recruiting, was gone. Colleges started to ignore my texts and calls more and more often. For many people, this would be devastating. I worked my butt off and hoped for a breakout senior season. Well, my senior season came along, and during the 6th game of the season, I tore my other ACL. I was absolutely devastated and knew that my high school career was over. The catch is, I had been working hard on more than just football. I had also been working hard on my schoolwork. Throughout my high school, I had been taking the most challenging courses offered and achieving all A's in all of those courses. There's no trick to doing well in school, and it's not because I have anything special. I did well in school because I worked hard, studied, and asked questions when I didn't know the answer. I started to research football programs at high academic universities. What I learned is that high academic coaches wouldn't even talk to me unless I had above a certain minimum. Now, I'm not saying that football isn't important, because football has changed my life and has given me opportunities I would not have without it. I believe that it is important to have a great mix of football and great academics. I had been recruited by Army, Penn, Princeton, Yale, UChicago, MIT, Johns Hopkins, and Carnegie Mellon. In October, I was still deciding what university I most wanted to attend. Since I did not know which school I wanted to go to, I applied as a regular student at UChicago. I had a great transcript, great test scores, great extracurriculars, and some great recommendations. Yet, I was not accepted by admissions. As I got further in my decision-making process and knew that the University of Chicago was the place I wanted to be at, I called the football coach and he sent a request to support my application to admissions. Within a couple of days, I was admitted into the school. That is the difference football has made for me. Since I had a great mix of education and football, I was able to go to a great college that I would not be able to get in without achieving in the classroom and on the football field. When I thought I was at one of my worst moments, I used my backup plan in order to be successful. In fact, 5 to 10 years down the road, I know that I will be better off going to UChicago than I would have been going to a Power 5 college. Now, don't shy away from high academic schools because of the price. The reality is, these colleges have a lot of money to give away, and most students don't pay anything to attend. When someone who thinks they're going to become one of those special guys on the football field and does just the minimum to get by, there is no backup plan when you don't grow, become injured, or in my case, get injured 3 times. This is why I stress the importance of academics. When something goes wrong that you may not be able to control, you need to have a plan instead of letting that moment define your whole life. Despite the challenges you may face, hard work in the classroom and on the football field, combined with a desire to succeed, are all you guys' ticket to a successful future. Thank you.